face.
I never laid a hand on her.
While all the superhero sagas and A-list dramas are out collecting box office success and critical acclaim, thrillers of every ilk are released throughout the year too. And while arguably receiving less fanfare than their star-studded brethren, thrillers are the movies that make us think, make our hearts beat out of our chests, and stick in our minds for days, weeks, and months, sometimes even a lifetime. Beyond the silver screen, at-home streaming is one of the best ways to experience any cinematic genre, and if you're a big fan of pulse-pounding twists and turns, look no further than our list of the best thriller movies on Netflix to watch.
What they're saying is true.
Number 1. I Came By. I Came By stars George McKay as Toby Neely, an underground graffiti artist operating in London, who targets the aristocratic estates of the city's top movers and shakers. Infamously renowned for the spray-painted I Came By moniker that he leaves behind, Neely's vigilante artwork lands the youth in troubled waters when he targets a decorated judge, played by Hugh Bonneville, who has some less than philanthropic secrets lurking in his manor, mysteries that could threaten Toby's own life and the lives of those he holds dear. If you're looking for pure originality, you won't find it with I Came By, but among the tropes and cookie-cutter templating, there are still plenty of devilish surprises to shock viewers, and Bonneville is simply top-shelf casting as the madman running the show.
Empowering. Do you want to know what happened?
Number 2. The Wolf's Call. When it comes to submarine subterfuge, The Wolf's Call is one of the best movie choices you can make. Written and directed by Antonin Baudry, the film stars François Civil as Chanterade, a sonar pro serving on board the Titan, a French military sub. After picking up on a distress call from a nearby vessel, Chanterade must harness his uncanny understanding of underwater acoustics to navigate treacherous waters occupied by wartime enemies to seek out a ballistics sub that is one missile strike away from sending the world into a nuclear onslaught. An exceptional genre pick, The Wolf's Call doesn't stray far from tried-and-true military movie slow burns, but it's a noteworthy addition to the canon as a whole. Number 3. Circle, 2015. In Circle, sci-fi dystopia takes center stage. The premise is fairly simple. A collective of 50 individuals is imprisoned in a mysterious compound, each stationed on a single platform. If they attempt to move from their location, a laser beam of death instantly eradicates them. When it's discovered that a random captive is executed every 2 minutes, the group figures out that a gesture-led voting system will allow them to select who among them will get the beam treatment. If you like your thriller flicks dark and disturbed, but filled with gripping plot points, give Circle a whir, you won't be disappointed.
No, I won't do it. I will not do it.
Number 4. The Good Nurse. Adapted from the true crime novel of the same name, The Good Nurse stars Jessica Chastain as Amy Loughran, a single mother and ICU nurse. When a series of untimely patient deaths start cropping up around the hospital, Amy begins to suspect that new hire Charles Cullen is the man responsible. Both Chastain and Redmayne are the kind of talents we expect greatness from, and truly, both actors go out of their way to foster a sort of surreal pathos for their characters, especially the latter. It's a solid thriller and a tragic and haunting reminder that we don't have to dig into fiction to tell some of the most grueling stories imaginable.
He's gonna get a new job, and it's all gonna continue.
Number 5. All Quiet on the Western Front. All Quiet on the Western Front is a classic text that has received its fair share of cinematic attention with both the Oscar-winning 1930 Lewis Milestone adaptation and director Delbert Mann's 1979 TV movie version. The latest retelling stars Felix Kammerer as Paul Baumer, a young German soldier who enters combat during the last days of World War I. With his hopes high and valor strong, Paul and his comrades are thrust into the terrors of trench warfare, a harsh wake-up call to the enlistees that the battlefield is a forever unforgiving place. Brilliantly shot and packed with the kind of performances that rip your heart out, All Quiet on the Western Front is just as relevant now as it was almost a century ago. Number 6. Lou. If you're in the mood for something a little more on the action-heavy side, director Anna Forster's Lou will likely satiate. It stars Allison Janney as the titular protagonist, a reclusive woman living on Orcas Island, Washington. When a wicked storm threatens the Pacific Northwest, a single mother named Hannah begs Lou for help when her young daughter is kidnapped by a vicious expat. But as the two women set off on their rescue mission, Hannah soon learns that there's far more to Lou than meets the eye. A grim gut punch of an action thriller, Lou is a big win for the genre. Number 7. The Stranger. Based on Kate Kiriakou's nonfiction novel, The Sting, the undercover operation that caught Daniel Morecombe's killer, writer-director Thomas Wright's cinematic adaptation of the source text, The Stranger, stars Joel Edgerton as an undercover cop tasked with befriending a suspected murderer in hopes of electing a confession from the elusive man. But when the guise of friendship starts to falter, it's only a matter of time before things start to boil over. With a similar plot to Apple TV Plus Blackbird series, The Stranger is a pulse-pounding thriller done right. Number 8. Inheritance. When New York City business magnate Archer Monroe passes away, a healthy inheritance is gifted to his surviving family members, his wife, his son, and his daughter, Lauren. But when a posthumous video confession from her father leads Lauren to a secret underground bunker beneath the family estate, what she discovers in the unknown locale spells disaster for her and the rest of her family. Playing like a combination of many different types of thrillers, Inheritance may not win everyone over, but genre diehards will appreciate the film's many twists and turns.
Father had no right to do what he did.
Quite the family.
Number 9. A Walk Among the Tombstones. In A Walk Among the Tombstones, Liam Neeson stars as former FBI agent turned private detective Matt Scudder, a man for hire working the streets of NYC. When a drug kingpin calls upon Scudder to track down the men who brutally murdered his wife, Matt's investigation turns up a number of jaw-dropping discoveries that force the PI to constantly address and readdress his moral compass. A Walk Among the Tombstones plays a bit like a grim film noir, a narrative leaning that bolsters the strength of the film's script and further sells the airtight chops of the many on-screen talents.
Body parts.
Number 10. Munich, The Edge of War. Based on the 2017 Robert Harris novel Munich, The Edge of War stars Jeremy Irons, George McKay, and Janice Niewohner, among other players. Directed by Christian Schwacho, the story follows Hugh Legat and Paul von Hartmann, a British civil servant and a German official tasked with traveling to Munich for an international conference of nations. But on the brink of World War II, the stakes are high for the European powers, with Hitler's planned takeover of Czechoslovakia an imminent danger. Can negotiations be successfully made, or will the Nazi besiegement come to be? An eloquently stylized espionage thriller, Schwacho draws on the many strengths of his core cast to deliver an elevated historical spy picture, exploring and unpacking the art and risk of top-shelf subterfuge. If you like a video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.